humor.
Dodge this.
If you're wondering what that little skit there had to do with the rest of the video, I can tell you right now, it has absolutely nothing to do with it. I just ran out of memes and thought, why not just give you guys a demonstration of how Konami missed an opportunity with GX, using some shitty action movie made in the 90s. But anyway, let's talk about the deck. Alright, so this deck revolves around 2 monster cards, and this is why it also uses the skill balance, because it guarantees you get one of these monsters in your starting hand, combined with the spells they need to activate their effects. The first monster is Evocator Chevalier. This is a warrior Gemini monster, so it's a Gemini monster. That means when it's put on the board, it is a normal monster until you normal summon it again to make it be able to use its effect. Its effect, you can send one face-up equipped card you control to the graveyard, then target one card your opponent controls to destroy that target. The second card is Dark Valkyria. This card is also a Gemini monster with the effect, once while this card is face up on the field, you can place one spell counter on it. This card gains 300 attack for each spell counter on it. You can remove one spell counter from this card, then target one monster on the field and destroy it. So as you can probably tell from these cards I've already shown you already, this is going to be a heavy control style deck. All you're going to be doing is destroying your opponent's stuff, then swinging at them when they've got nothing left. So obviously these 2 monsters by themselves will be pretty useless without a bunch of support cards to go with them, as with all Gemini cards, since they have to be resummoned a second time, they'd generally be pretty useless unless they have a bunch of support to go with them. I'll go through the spell cards first. So the spell cards I use in this deck are Supervise, Gemini Spark, and Flash of the Forbidden Spell. I'll say right now that I probably wouldn't use the Flash if I had a third copy of Gemini Spark. I think Gemini Spark is a more powerful card in this deck, but since I don't own a third copy, Flash is a good replacement. What Supervise is it's an equipped spell card, so it works well with Chevalier, and has the effect that you can equip it to a Gemini monster, it becomes an effect monster and gains its effects. If this card is face up and sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So this card's in the deck for 3 reasons. The first, it can get around the Gemini problem of having to resummon them again, as you can just activate the card on them, instantly they gain their effects. 2, it works with Chevalier in that it's an equipped spell, you can remove it to the graveyard, destroy something your opponent controls. And 3, when it is sent to the graveyard, it can res one of your Gemini cards. Gemini Spark is a quick play spell card, so it can be used during battle phase and all that kind of stuff. What it does is you can tribute one face up level 4 Gemini monster, then target one card on the field, destroy it, and if you do, draw one card. So this card has some really cool little synergy with Supervise, in that if you use it on one of your Gemini cards that has Supervise equipped, you can destroy your monster, destroy one of your opponent's monsters, and it will send Supervise to the graveyard, which means the Gemini card you just destroyed will come back again. So now you can use your Gemini cards to destroy your opponent's stuff, and then use this afterwards to destroy your opponent's stuff, get a free card draw, and potentially, if you have Supervise equipped, res that monster back. What Flash of the Forbidden Spell does is if your opponent has all 3 of their monster card slots filled up, you can activate it, it destroys all monsters your opponent controls. Very simple card, but it's very good in the current meta as it stomps for higher and it's very good against Amazonas. Now I'll go through the trap cards. The first is Drowning Mirror Force. What this card does is when an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can shuffle all attack position monsters your opponent controls into their deck. So this is in here basically because 1, it's a really strong control card in that if your opponent ever swings into you with multiple monsters, they'll send every single one of them back into their deck, therefore board wiping. Secondly, since you have Gemini Spark in the deck, a lot of the time you're going to be tributing off your own monsters, so you'll find you will have no monsters on your board, which means your opponent will be direct attacking you quite a lot, so things like Drowning Mirror Force will work a lot more than normal. The next card is Powerful Rebirth. I'm sure you've seen this card before. Basically what this card does is you can activate it by targeting one level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, increase its level by 1 and attack and defense by 100. When that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. So this is in here because it combos super well with Gemini Spark. Basically you activate it after you've used Gemini Spark on a monster, bring back that monster. It can also be used as a really good way to get around the Gemini effect again of having to resummon the monster, in that if you just bring one back from the graveyard, it doesn't use up your normal summon for the turn, so you can just normal summon straight on top of it. Plus it can also be really good on cards like Dark Valkyria, whose effects can only be used once, since it's sent to the graveyard and brought back again, it can then use its effect again. The last card on the deck is Paleozoic Canadia. What this card does is it allows you to target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change it to face-down defense position. When your opponent activates a trap card or you activate a trap card, you can then special summon it from the graveyard to be a 1200 attack, 0 defense monster, which is unaffected by monster effects. The reason this card's in the deck is because it can be really useful at slowing down games. First of all, when your opponent swings at you, you can activate it, send that monster face down, negates the attack. when your opponent activates something like a For Hire card, or normal summons it from their hand, you can activate this card, send it face down, they can no longer use its effect. Or if your opponent just activates a trap card, or you activate a trap card, you can summon it from the graveyard to become a little bit of a wall to defend your life points. Obviously this card can also be used offensively, so you can activate your powerful Rebirth, summon a monster, activate Paleozoic as part of the chain, summon that monster, and you have 2 cards to attack your opponent's life points with. This kind of can be a cool combo when your opponent has already used their removal, so if they've already used a Wall of Disruption, you can then activate your powerful Rebirth and go at them freely without them activating anything to stop you. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for the talking part of this video. If you've got any questions, make sure to leave them down in the comments. The rest of this video will just be 5 or 6 gameplays just showing this deck in action. If you like the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you want more. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.